there, Taurus. Welcome to your August 2015 Tarotscope. It's Rena here. Before I begin, I just wanted to let you know that I'm now offering on demand personal readings, $14 for 20 minutes, and audio sent to your inbox. And it can be for any 30-day period of your choosing, and you can decide whether you want just a tarot spread, just astrology, or a combo platter. And all you have to do is click on the link below, and it will take you to my website page that has the PayPal information. And then you email me at rainamoonastrology@gmail.com and tell me the exact time of birth and date and all that good stuff and what kind of reading you want. So, anyway, I just wanted to put that out there. And so I'm going to briefly touch on some important transits in the month of August for you. You have a lot of fourth house activity during the month of August, Taurus. And so this suggests to me that you will be more involved with your family of origin in particular than you normally are. So whether this is due to some particular matter that has been kind of already in the works or will soon show itself to be in the works. So, in other words, like an inheritance or some sort of property matter that you have to get together with siblings to decide, or, you know, those kinds of powers of attorney and things like that that you have to get sorted out. It could involve the legal system, and I'll talk about that when I mention the cards. But in any case, it looks like you might be involved with family matters. And you have had Jupiter in that fourth house for the past year. So you may have seen some sort of expansion and blessing in the area of home and family already. On the 11th, Jupiter will then travel to the fifth house, and you will have a year of great experiences in romance, in your hobbies, your children, or if you are a teacher, that will figure prominently. Any art that you do. So it's going to be a very joyful next 12 months, a very playful time. And Taurus is really a sign that knows how to have fun. And sometimes, you might just enjoy lying on the couch, but some of you are artists and some of you might enjoy, especially you love music, a lot of you. And so that might figure into things in the coming year for you musicians. But whatever it is, you're sure to have a joyous time. And then on the 14th of the month, there's going to be a new moon in Leo, 21 degrees in your fourth house at 9:53 a.m. Central Standard Time. So this might be new developments related to that home and family. If there is some kind of legal matter, there might be some at least preliminary findings or decisions. And then Venus is retrograding in the fourth house with Jupiter there for the first 11 days. And so you might actually find a childhood friend somehow, especially if you're visiting your hometown because of family matters. You might come across some people, maybe even a childhood love affair. I mean, as much as they can be love affairs, but sometimes our soulmates are people that we meet when we're very young. So that might be a very magical experience for you if that pans out. Mercury is going to be going into the fifth house on the 7th of the month. And then your thoughts will change from being dominated by thoughts of the past, thoughts of home and family, to more creative endeavors and thinking about romance and thinking about children and kind of going back into your life. It's almost like you're time traveling in August and revisiting the past, and then you kind of start going out of that, and the Mercury is the first one to do it. followed by Jupiter and some of these other planets. But Mercury, your thoughts are going to kind of shift, and then everything else will follow. Mars will be going into the fourth house on the 8th of the month. And so this can mean that you're renovating your personal house, or it could mean that you're active in selling your house or buying your house. I should say, too, that with the new moon in the fourth house on the 14th, that it could be that you finally get a buyer for your house. It doesn't have to necessarily be, your family's home growing up. It could be your house. And so with Mars there, you might say, you know what, I want to rip out the kitchen. I want to sell a house. I want to move somewhere. And you're going to feel more kind of active when it comes to the family sector. Just be careful that you don't get too aggressive with family members, especially if there's some kind of a conflict related to inheritances or other family property, and you have to kind of work it out with siblings or other family members. Don't burn your bridges, or get too heated about what you perceive as an unfairness. You can stand up for yourself without being aggressive. PM. And then on the 29th of August, we have a full moon in Pisces, 6 degrees at 1:35 p.m. Central Standard Time in your 11th house. And this is the house of hopes and wishes. So possibly one of your dreams will come true, or this is a great time to visualize dreams you'd like to come true. And the sun and the moon will both be at friendly angles to your sun or ascendant. And so this makes it a particularly pleasant, healing energy. And I also wanted to say it's a super moon, supposedly. So I guess that's more potent in terms of full moon energy. Okay, Taurus. So for your tarot spread, I picked three cards to represent the first half of August. I picked the Queen of Swords, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Six of Wands. And what I think is going on is that some of you may be involved in a court case, and you will see victory in the first half of the month. And as I said, it could relate to this home environment situation where you're having to duke it out with other people, and you will be vindicated, and you will emerge victorious in some way. Now, who is this Queen of Swords? It could be a judge. It could also be that you decide to be like this because you don't want to be ruled by your emotions. You want to be as logical as possible. And this might just be because you're going through something maybe in your personal life that has to maybe relate to a relationship that's not going the way you want it to. I don't see anything that necessarily suggests that, but I'm talking about why you would be so detached at this time. And it might just be how you feel like you need to be in order to be successful, because the middle card that I drew is the Seven of Pentacles. And I see this as somebody who is a gardener, and the pentacles are your money plants, and they're starting to bud, they're starting to grow leaves, but you have to be patient. And you know what, you can be patient because Taurians are patient. You're born patient. And so that doesn't discourage you. You might feel, if you're starting a project and it's not paying off at the moment, that you're thinking, oh my goodness, when is this going to happen? And you might be tempted to throw in the towel, but this card is saying, don't you dare do that. Because on the right is that Six of Wands, and it is a card of victory. So whether it's related to I think it's related more to the Queen of Swords that I drew, because the Seven of Pentacles is a card for the long haul. And so there might be multiple things going on. You might have a court case and you're starting a business. So think about what this might apply to and realize that you might have to have patience in one area, but you have victory in another. And then in the second half of the month, I see that there might be a little bit of confusion or an impasse because you got this Two of Swords, which indicates that you may be locking horns with somebody. Maybe it's a power play and maybe related to that court case, that family issue. And this can also mean that a decision is reached, too. It doesn't have to just mean that there's a blockage or anything. But in the middle, I got the Seven of Cups, and this is a card that can be fantasy, delusion, or confusion, or a combination thereof. So the Seven of Cups indicates that you might have trouble deciding what to choose from, but it also indicates that you might have a lot of options. So that's not necessarily a bad thing. The only thing to be careful of is that you really are on point with knowing what is what. So if there is some kind of document that you have to sign, be careful that you know all the facts. And it just, suffice it to say, you don't want to go off half cocked. And what's really wonderful is that the third card I picked for the second half of the month was the Two of Cups. And this is a card of reconciliation. So even if there is some sort of impasse, as the Two of Swords might suggest, it will be resolved in that second half of the month. And you will have harmony restored in the situation at hand. And it could also represent that you are in the midst of a budding romance. And for you single Taurians, this might be the year that it really happens for you. And that would be wonderful with Jupiter in that fifth house. So the card I picked for the overall influence of the month was the Sun card in reverse. And the Sun card is an immensely positive card. However, in the reverse card, it indicates that there might be a partial success or there might be something that is kind of obscuring some of the success. So just realize that, even if you don't get everything that you want this month, you might be getting at least some of it. And that is wonderful. And so I hope you enjoyed your reading, Taurus. And I will talk to you next time. Bye bye.